I'm Candace Bourdain. This is Fitness and Harmonies. This is a pre-holiday stretch workout, get together. What I thought we would do today is, I'm going to refresh the spine and we're going to work on the Muladhara, the root chakra, because we're about to go through travel and the holidays and winter. But what I really want to do is to move the body. So this practice may look a little bit less yoga-y and a little bit more just movement-y. So whatever we're doing, find what you need to do. So we come to the mat and we sit down. That's the first things first. Now you will find me, even if I were at somebody's house visiting, I will get on the floor and start stretching while I'm talking to them. I don't know whether they think that's natural or not, but that root grounds me. I need to be on the ground floor. I need to be touching the floor. I feel good when I can find a seat and just hold still. So I want you to start out by rolling your shoulders up, back, and down and figure out how they're feeling today. Stress lodges in the neck and the shoulders. So you might be traveling, visiting, sitting, cleaning, all the things that we do around the holidays, and you find that the stress, start letting the head wobble around. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose. So we're combining our breath now. Inhale, exhale with movements in the shoulders, the neck, the upper back. So now extend the upper back a little and then round the upper back a little. Inhale to extend, lifting the heart and the chest up and forward. On your exhalation, roll and drape everything forward and down. So just with a nice natural organic flow of movement, just invite breath. All right, we're about to have a lot of stress, a lot of tension, what we call holiday cheer at events. That's okay. A lot of expectation, a lot of pressure and preparation. So notice that your body is already feeling that pressure. All right, come back to a seated pose, Sukhasana. Now uplift the spine, balance the head, pull the shoulders down. Pull the abdominals in. Now I want you to find the Muladhara. Mula, root, Adhara, the seat or hold chakra. So this is the place. We can think of the two sits bones and in the center of the pelvic floor making like a triangle. That would be around the sphere of the Muladhara. It's colored red. It's really safe. It's the center of the earth. Squeeze them. Now tip your ear over to one shoulder. Roll the chin down to the chest so the head tips forward. Then roll your ear to the other shoulder so your head rolls to the other side and hold. Then lift your head back up. Keeping your eyes closed, bring your palms together in front of your heart. Lift your shoulders up to your ears and then let them glide straight down like they're on tracks. Do that again. Lift your shoulders up to your ears. Then let your shoulders glide down. When they go down, hold them there and then spread the heads of the arm bones out so elbows kind of go in and the top of the arm bones go out. On your inhalation now, inhale and circle the arms up overhead. Exhale and lean over to one side. I'm going to keep the eyes closed. You know what this looks like. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, lean over to the other side. Inhale, come up, and now naturally twist. Turn your upper body and then let your arm bones down. When your fingers land, push down into that. And so like a fountain of energy, pull energy from the Muladhara, the root base energy chakra up the spine. Like you're sucking energy up through a straw, and like you only have a certain amount of force and energy to begin with, that energy only goes up maybe halfway, and then it goes back down into the pool of energy down to the earth. Try that 2 or 3 times. Pull energy from the Muladhara up. But whenever it's time, let go of that energy and let it return. another time. Unwind back to center, bring the hands in front of the heart. So we're just going to repeat this a few more times. On an inhalation, circle the arms up overhead. When you exhale, lean up and over to one side. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, lean over. Inhale to come up. Now this time, organically twist in the opposite direction. Once you get there, let the arms fall down. When the hands touch the floor, the earth, your leg, push down. Now, almost extend your low back. So rock your pelvis a little bit further forward than would be natural. And squeeze those low back muscles to reset. So we're locking energy into the pelvis. Pull the pelvic floor muscles up. So a firm, strong, steady base. 2 more breaths. Notice where your head is in relation and alignment. Come back to center. Open your eyes so you can kind of see what's going on. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale and circle up. Exhale and lean over. This time bring the hands to the floor. And now reach this top arm further up and over. And then let the fingers come down. So let the whole body roll and twist off kind of to the side and let the head drape down. Close your eyes and find the low back. Find the side of the ribs. So elongate one side. 2 more breaths. Elongate one side of your neck. Now walk your body to the front. So take your hands crawled out to the front and then begin to hinge forward and soak down. So today's practice, like I said, isn't going to be this big sun salutation, downward dogs. Today's practice is what you do when you only have some time, some space, but you need to relieve tension, stress, aches and pains, and the stiffness of staying in one place too long. 2 more breaths. Engage the lungs. Let all surface of the lungs fully widen. Now crawl your hands back, roll up. We're going to recross these legs. So put the other leg in front. So easy practice today, right? Hands into the heart. Replug the sits bones into the floor. So if you have flesh that's between the sits bones and the floor, move that flesh out of the way. On an inhalation, circle up. Exhale to lean to one side. Inhale as you come up, slowly integrating. Exhale the other side. So the feeling sensations, the inner world integrating with, come up. So this time twist in the opposite direction, let the arms down. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. So hands to the heart, circle up. This time lean over to the other side. Hold, let that hand come down to the mat. Take this top arm, reach it up taller. So we're engaging all of the muscles on the side of the waist. Then twist, so let this top arm, fingertips to the mat. Maybe spin the chest. I can overdo this one, so I'm not going to spin as far as you. Breathe in, find length in the side waist. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Find length now on the side of the neck. So like I keep tending to hold my head, like I'm gonna look at you, right? You can look, but if you can, try to not look. And let your head and your neck actually be part of this, because that's where the tension Now begin to crawl forward, walking the body to the front. Now this should be a different stretch than it was before. Maybe really splay the fingers out and really reach to the fingertips. Give yourself some latitude to try a different thing here. So you can almost think of this pose as double pigeon. So the legs are crossed in front, but they're opening up at the hip. Keep moving your mind slowly into the space that you're creating. So again, you might be visiting, and so your walls might look different. The space you're in on the outside may look different, but the space you're creating is home, that Muladhara chakra. Now, if you can, lift up and then crawl forward and come into hands and knees. So kind of flip up over these knees and come into hands and knees. Extend your spine into cow, toes tucked under, low back. These extension poses, these are the ones that are going to have the most meaning throughout all of this holiday season. Holding that tension in the low back and the neck and the shoulders. So take the heads of the arm bones and pull them down like you're going to touch the back of your hip bones with the top of your shoulders. Really hollow out the low back. Come back to a flat spine, press through the fingers with the toes tucked under. Lift the knees a few inches and hold. Lean a little bit further forward, as if you're going to like leap or roll forward and hold. This really works your low back, and we really need that. Bring the knees back down. Take your time to come up and step one foot forward so that you can then lean forward and into a low lunge. So step one leg forward, lean forward, low lunge. Now begin to twist your hips left and right. So like your hips are a steering wheel and you're turning open and turning closed. So you're rolling around this iliopsoas, this hip flexor area. Two. Then hold. Now align your neck with your spine. Remember the Muladhara, that energy chakra at the base of the spine, is cooking. It's cooking energy for you to use for enlightenment. So feel lighter as the heat is now rising from that Muladhara. Now use your hand to push off and come up. Turn, so turn towards, I guess, this back leg and kind of push this knee open. So I've turned, I'm kind of on the side here. We'll reach both arms up and then open like a warrior two. Now lean towards this front knee. Get that stretch. Pause to connect the arms into the shoulders, the elbows, the chest, the upper back. Extend back like a revolved warrior two. And then come back up. Turn to the front. You have to move your back foot and knee to come back down into that low lunge. Pause. And then we'll switch legs. So however you get to the next pose is okay. Keep finding strength around the core to support the low back. So all we're doing is coming into a low lunge. Breathe. Now twist your hips left and right like you're turning a steering wheel. Feeling how that's interacting with the big iliopsoas muscle, which interacts with your low back. Keep breathing a new pattern of peace into your body, into those channels and rivers. Then hold center, align your neck, so your neck and head are the same. diagonal as the spine. Use your hand to push off the knee to come up. I'm going to turn away from you. Turn this back leg and foot to the edge of the mat. Turn to the side. I'm going to walk this foot a little bit out, lean a little bit out. Bring the arms up overhead. So as we're shooting energy, like we're this fountain shooting light, I guess a light beam up into the sky. Then open the arms out, like a warrior two. Today's practice, not full of power and strength and balance and jumping. This is to make you feel better. Extend back, that is tip backward. And then come back into that warrior two. Turn back to the front. You gotta twist this back leg. So you come back to that low lunge, yes. Another breath. It's okay if this foot got too far in front. Too far, meaning it just seems further out than before. As long as you can maintain it, it's okay. Then step back into hands and knees. Come into that cow pose again. Spread the fingers out. Drop the belly down. Drop the belly down again. Keep bowing the spine more and more and more so there's evenness in this extension. As you breathe in, take in energy, dissolve the stress. Dissolve whatever is happening today, yesterday. Just dissolve it. It'll come back, don't worry. 2 more breaths. Keep pulling the heads of the arm bones down the back. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Then from here, come to knees, chin, and chest. I'm going to walk my hands a few inches forward. Bend the elbows and bring my chin and chest kind of between the thumbs. It's a little bit forward, but not all the way forward. Then do glide forward. So slide the chest forward, land the thighs on the floor, walk the legs together, and then bow the upper body upward. So the same idea that we're extending. We're squeezing the low back, getting rid of the stress and the tension, because we all have energy. It's there, right? We ate, we slept, we have the energy. Push up, widen your knees, bring the toes together, and then push back and down. Let the forehead rest on the floor. Dedicate this practice. If you only have 10 minutes to practice, dedicate that practice. Let the breath go all the way in. Imagine a vascular network in your lungs, like a tree growing branches and twigs and leaves and flowers, more branches and more branches and more twigs, more leaves, more flowers. Every time you breathe in, create another branch, another branch, another twig. And again, more. It's a good hip opener. It feels so good on that low back. A lot of stress on the low back. One more breath. We'll come up into hands and knees again. Move through downward dog. So turn the toes, engage the abdominals, lift up, stretch back. Perk up the sits bone. So take the tailbone and kind of push it up into the ceiling. Walk forward, widen your stance. Hold your elbows and hang down. Hang down. Now shift to your right leg and then your left leg, swaying the whole body, right and left. Let the head dangle and sway. Imagine you're just part of the earth. You're just a tree growing out there with your roots in the earth. You can move, you're flexible. Remember, we're building that vascular network in the lungs and through the body. Come back to center. Walk your hands onto your low back. So take your hands behind you, palms on your low back, fingers pointing down. Now bend your knees and roll the spine all the way up. Leave your legs out wide as you push your hips forward and then extend your spine backward. So hips keep going forward. Chest keeps rising upward. So like there's a string pulling your chest up and up and up and up and up. And then the sides of the ribs wrap around the back. Squeeze that low back. This is the same extension, the same concept we've been doing. One more breath, like you're hearing these ocean waves flow in and create their own channels in the earth. Then come up. Let's stand in Tadasana. Let's stand just with the legs parallel to each other. Knees lifted up, tailbone dropping down, let the arms hang. Lift the back of the head. So the back of the head keeps rising up, 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 up. And then the sides of your neck lengthen. Bring your hands together at the heart. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your toes up, down, around, whatever your toes can do. Scrunch them, open them. Now rock to the edges of your feet, the inner edge and the outer edge, the inner edge, the outer edge. Now rock all the edges. So around the front, the side, the back. So you're like circling around the four edges of your feet. The front, the sides, the back. Now get the toes involved. So almost like lift your heels and roll all the way up onto your toes. Roll to the inner edge, the outer edge, to the heel. So finding your footing, finding your Muladhara. So right now our feet are the Muladhara. Come back to center. Now lift the instep up. The edges of your feet stay plugged down, but the instep rises up. Now take that energy up your legs. Now take that energy up. It comes together around the base of the pelvic bowl, and then it squeezes around the waist. So it keeps rising up and up and up. Now it's lengthening the vertebrae up the spine. Now it's lengthening your neck. And now when you breathe, that energy swirls around the back of your throat. So that energy came from the center of both feet. Up the legs, you should be able to feel the vibrating quality of bright energy, and you're getting lighter and you're getting taller. So then from here, open your eyes. Inhale as you do, circle the arms up overhead. Exhale, extend back. Inhale up, just release the arms down. So I'm facing the side. You may need to face the side so that you can take the legs out wide. We're going to try coming in and out of like a goddess pose. So the legs are a little bit turned out and they're wider, probably 3 or 4 feet wide. Bend the knees like you're sitting down on a high stool. Take the arms out. Then we're going to pull the elbows in and squeeze. All right, so now squeeze the inner thighs as if there's something between your knees, but then squeeze the outer thighs like you're trying to push out. So squeeze the inner outer part of the legs. Now brace the lower abdominals. 2 more breaths. Good, so now come up, turn the feet so they're pointing more forward, interlace the hands behind your back. Now slide the hands down and extend the upper body. So really crack open the chest. Squeeze the abdominals. We're not letting go. We're not gonna ever not support the low back. Now bend the knees and hinge at the hip and fall forward. So come all the way into a forward fold here, letting the arms flip up over your head as much as they want to. Two more breaths. Really feeling that in the shoulder. Release your hands, bring them to the knees. Let's do this again. Roll all the way up. When you get there, takes me a while, turn the legs out, sit into that goddess pose, take the arms overhead like a temple. Inhale. As you exhale, lean the body over, so swaying in the temple. Inhale up, exhale, sway the other way. Inhale up, exhale, sway or lean. Inhale up, exhale, lean. Inhale up, take the arms wide like a V, and then extend the upper body one more time. So take a moment to let the sunlight, the energy from above, so there's energy below, there's energy above, and there's wind all around us. The energy from above, soak in. 2 more breaths. These legs are feeling it. Come all the way up. Circle the hands back to the heart. Come back into Tadasana. So bring the feet back together. I'm turning side. Inhale as you float the arms up overhead. Exhale as you forward fold. Uttanasana. All right, pausing in Uttanasana. I'll remind you that pose is where the base of the pelvis are attached to the earth, energize the Muladhara. It's grounding, it's safe. It's all about going home and feeling settled, asana, having your seat. Pose is where the base of the pelvis is facing up to the sky, like Uttanasana or downward dog. Brings light, brings knowledge, allows us to try something new. So both of them are going to energize the root chakra. Walk your hands a little bit forward. If you remembered your blocks, I didn't. Put your hands on the blocks. And then bend one knee and straighten. Bend the other knee and straighten. All right, this one is good for the IT band, the side of the hip, the side of the leg. So let's say you have a big walking, running event planned. You're going to need to stretch that IT band. You're dropping one hip and lifting the other hip like a seesaw. 3 breaths. Walk back into plank pose. So take time transitioning. The hands go under the shoulders like a table. And then the legs, they're long or you're on your knees. Align the shoulder blades. So imagine the shoulder blades are also making a table. So you wouldn't want a lumpy table with like bumps sticking out. So make the shoulder blades flat onto the back, then lower all the way down. So the legs are together and the toes are pointed, but reach the arms up and out, big letter V, thumbs pointing up. Now lift just the arms up. Keep the head kind of down. All right, this is really going to strengthen around those upper back rotator cuff muscles. All the pots and the pans and the things that we'll be lifting. Don't want to forget these rotator cuffs. Now pull the elbows together behind your back. So make this tight W behind you and squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Two. Swirl the breath in the throat. Then bring the hands down next to the sides of your chest. Push back into child's pose. 2. Come back up. Let's move into pigeon pose. So slide one knee forward. It lands roughly between your thumbs. Your foot off to the outer edge of the mat. Then slide the back leg down behind you. Down. So the hips are soaking straight down. I'm going to come down to my forearms and then just reassess. How does this feel in my low back? Even though this is a stretch for the side hip, it's really going to affect the sacrum. Now, sacrum is a little bit more the second chakra, but of course, they're neighbors. They have a lot of the same energy responsibilities. You want to go further down, and it feels right to do so. Feel supported. Dissolve the tensions and the stressors by using the flow of the breath. To kind of keep your mind and your breath humming together. Push off the floor, make your way back up. When you come to hands and knees, you can go right into the other side. I like to sway my hips left and right because I have really tight, strong fascial webs there, and I need to stretch those out. So we're getting back to that, all the running and walking you might be doing. This is good for that. Keep your abdominals a little bit tense, but never rigid. When it's time, come back. Slide the other knee forward, moving into that Kapotanasana. Kapo, that's a pigeon. Kapotanasana. Pause. Pause to feel your body getting ready to soak in. You want to come down to the forearms and pause again. Unclench the shoulders. Pause to breathe. So this energy practice, this practice of solace to make the world, your inner world, calm and steady for that emotional stability. It's about pausing to feel the body where it is in this present moment. Not I want to be in a pigeon pose. I am here now. If you do want to stretch your arms forward and come down lower, do that. Any pinching, especially in the knee, means you've gone too far. Kind of reel it back in, straighten this leg out some more. Any numbness or tingling means you've been in the pose too long. You can try making a modification, but it's better to just get out of the pose entirely. So keep sipping the soup. In other words, keep tasting, like taste testing. What is the hip feeling? Just one more breath here. Then push off, come up, roll up. We'll take the legs out in front. We're going to prepare to come down to the back. So we're going to do that through a high boat, low boat. I'm not letting you off that easy, not yet. So high boat, spine long, chin down, recline back. Take the energy of the lower belly now and pull it inward, upward. Keep all of that. So just keep that. Ignore everything else I'm about to say. Stretch your arms forward. Roll your shoulders back. So remember, I said keep that feeling of energy, like kind of boiling inward and upward up the front of the spine. Keep that. Ignore everything else I'm about to say. Lift one leg. Switch legs, so one leg up, one leg down. Remember, you're keeping the lower abdominals pulling inward and contracting into a ball of strength. Lift both legs up. Remember, you're ignoring me. That's okay. Then extend the legs out, round the low back, lean a little bit further back and hold. Now roll all the way down. You can put your feet down and round the back, come down. Good. Sway your knees side to side. There's only a few things we did in today's practice that are a little bit energetic. That was one of them. So you need to get away. There's hard times. You find yourself in a bedroom or somewhere alone. You don't have to do that boat pose. You can, but I wouldn't do it if I were you. I would go back to the pigeons and the low lunges and those twists and those leans that we did. Maybe that goddess pose will bring you the confidence that you need. Bring the knees into the chest. Take your hands to the tops of your knees and then stir the knees around. So we're stirring the holy bone, the sacrum, into the floor. Good, so then stir the other way. When you breathe, you're dissolving. You're dissolving tensions and stressors. The things that your body, it's like we're Velcro. We go along and we absorb. Like we're trying to deal with and cope with reality. So we absorb the negatives. It's just what our brains do. Now breathe the knees in, widen the knees out, and pull them towards their respective shoulders. Now holding this, breathe kindness into your low back. I like to say that all roads lead back to the low back. All muscles lead back to the low back. So breathe kindness into the low back. So your choice, stay here or come up to bridge pose. The reason I'm bringing up bridge pose, so feet close sort of together, in towards the hips, lift the hips up, tuck the shoulders under. The reason I'm bringing up bridge pose is I said the Muladhara, the root energy chakra, when it's facing up, it's getting more knowledge, more light, more, it's like ready to pull in and be more. Anytime the root chakra is down, grounded, plugged into the earth, it's just recharging. So let's do that. Bring the hips all the way down. Stretch out long, arms overhead, legs long. Now purposely arch the low back. Lift it up, up, up. On your inhale, make a vascular network of energy. So everything that exists out there in nature, everything that there is, exists within us as well. All we're doing in yoga is opening up to that. All right, so make your way now into Shavasana. Find a place, find a space and a pose where you can relax, supported by the earth. Take one deep breath in so the lowest ribs open out. Let that go. And let more of your body weight sink down into the earth. Now detach and dissolve any connection you have to doing. Any list you might have. any responsibility or expectation. Dissolve and detach from any doing. More and more. Now redirect your mind to the center of your forehead. And stare at it. Anything that's not your forehead, quiet down. Silence the body. Notice the forehead. Keep gazing right there. Now you feel your body getting heavier and your forehead getting lighter. You feel your bones sinking and you feel your forehead floating. Drift anywhere, anyway. Float just a little bit higher. And in that plane, and in that space, spread out. Feel the forehead spread out. Spread out. Now you are ready to connect to the love and kindness that exists here and all around you. Breathe it in and let go. Breathe it in and let go. Slowly begin to roll to your side. Open your eyes. Push up off the floor. Come around to Sukhasana. Find your seat. Sit up tall like you're growing up out of that seat. Pull the shoulders back. Bring the hands together. Bow your chin to your chest. Honoring that connection, that love and kindness, a swell of energy that supports me and holds me. Lift your head, open your eyes. Inhale and circle up, stretch up, gather. As you exhale, you and I come back together as one. Namaste.